First thing, I have a favor to ask for any of you people who live over there. I dropped, it was completely my fault. I dropped my MG.
I'm done with my Tootsie Roll.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
so
good.
now we can get going.
Oh, well, you know what? We probably should think about watches.
All right.
Okay, hang on.
Okay, so I remembered what I wore last time, so I didn't wear it again. And yeah, I actually wear this every day.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
The only annoying thing is I need another
Oh, another keeper?
Yeah.
Oh, I have a million of them.
Okay. Well, yeah. I wear it all the time.
It's funny because you claimed this right when it came in, and I actually thought it was surprising to me. I didn't think you really liked them.
Well, I don't like patina. Like, I know that people are like, "Ooh, beautiful patina." And yeah, this isn't perfect or whatever, but I'm not a fan of patina, and I'm not going to tell myself that it's nice because I think it is or whatever.
Yeah, just keep chattering.
Chattering about I don't know, and also the hands are really nice.
Yeah, you want to see patina? I will show you patina. Let's pause for a second. Okay, you folks ready for some patina? This is 100% original dial. Look at that. That's original. All those little marks are where the top nitro coating was too thin and let some kind of oxygen get through, and you get patina. Kaboop. Just like that. Isn't that neat? Okay, my turn. Some of you dudes were yelling at me. No, not really.
Yelling?
No, in my videos, a number of people reminded me correctly about my Explorer. This is my great uncle's Rolex Explorer. And they said, "Hey, where is that?" Well, it had been apart. Well, not apart. I had to do a correction on the hairspring, and I'd pulled it apart. And I meant to get back to it, but I don't know. I just never got around to it. And so it's been like a year and a half. But last night I pulled it out and I got her running. There she is. He, she, it. And I've got this. This is a vintage Hirsch, if I remember correctly. It was new old stock. These are the ones you get. And they're for fixed lug watches. This flap is open and you basically use, I don't remember, it's acetone or alcohol or something that activates the glue, and then you just press it together and boom, there you go. It's a nice old feel. So anyway, here it is. Another thing though that bugs me about this. Okay, let me show you my great uncle's original dial. Here is the original dial. And this is after I stabilized the heck out of it. So I don't know. The reason I'm looking at this is because this is basically it's a refinished original dial. So it's a reprint. And it's good. It's a good reprint. The one thing that bugs the heck out of me though, the lume is slightly green. It just drives me nuts. It really bugs me. It's almost all I can see. It's better when it's against the red here. So I've been wondering if there's any way for me to go in and lighten up that lume. That's the only thing. Push it more towards tan. Anyway, but there it is. Beat up old thing. I have the original bracelet for it too. Hang on. Yeah, I have the original bracelet for it too. So anyway, it's a little too beat up. I don't wear this one. It's a little too floppy and a little too rough. But anyway. I don't know. How do you think it would look if I relumed that? I could do it. I mean, what? Am I going to make the dial worse? I mean, it looks a lot nicer in the camera than how it looks in reality. Like, if the contrast on it was actually that high, I'd absolutely consider putting it in. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll do that. First step is I'll have to use a very fine white and go over these with white. because that'll make the loom go on much more steadily. I don't want to try to loom right over this stuff. It'll look lumpy. I don't know. We'll see how the spirit moves me. Yeah, so as I said, or in fact will say, people in my State of the Collection, not a lot of people, but some people were like, where's your great uncle's Explorer? And it had only been a part. I had to, the hairspring was tweaked. So I was getting some real weird positional variances, and I needed to fix that. And I was just like, screw it, I don't want to deal with that right now. The winding bridge and everything's off of it. I'll just put it in one of those little clamshell cases. It wasn't that long. It was only like a year and a half. But I fixed it last night, okay? So as you saw or will see, there it is. It's on my wrist.
Well, it's our future and their past.
It's true.
Okay, so we're doing this differently because his screen is broken on his computer, and on a phone, you can't copy paste comments, so he just screenshot them, and I'm just gonna. The thing is that some of them they say read more, and I can't read them.
Oh, I didn't open that up.
No.
Well, can you actually go to the video?
I guess.
I mean, that's a little more work that we wanted, but what are you gonna do? So since we've got some time, I can tell you this. All I have to do on the MG, and I've started doing it last night, is dropping the suspension in the rear end. And I've started doing that. I have the back double shackles are almost completely out. I just have to unbolt the front of the leaf springs. I have to disconnect the arms for the rear shocks, disconnect the brake lines, and take the emergency brake mounting thing off that holds the cable to the differential. I think that's it. I really do. I think that's it. And once that's done, there's not much left in the car that it needs to come off, and so I'll order my rotisserie, and we'll start getting serious.
Okay, I am ready. The only thing is
my allergies are just killing me.
No, we have a cold going through the house. My phone's at 28%, so this is gonna be how it goes. Now on the last Friday video from Pluto Orbit Dream, loving the telly paint job, Sabrina. Thank you.
I think that we've figured out a workaround, which is to just go for it.
Connor Whitworth, 5182. I'm often relegated to the chair because of our dog. Thanks for warming up my spot. Now kindly move. The sofa couch is generally away from dog territory. Now, Rocky, he just comes and he goes, and he just looks at you. Or he does it on his chair because somebody has like a piece of paper on his chair. Yes, the dog has his own chair.
So he'll rest his chin on the chair and then look at you mournfully.
Until you move the paper.
Until you move the paper. It's very exciting stuff. I solved the problem by not sitting down. He can't roust me from anywhere.
He comes over here. He has rousted you out of your...
No, I'm talking in the house here.
You don't sit on the couch.
No, there's a reason for that. Also, you know, our children. I don't want to get bounced on.
Bruce Barlow, Sabrina, great artwork on the fender. We just need that jam session in the garage to finish it off. Thank you.
Yeah, I have actually my cousin Daniel. He and I did some horse trading. I traded him that spork, that beautiful spork, and he custom built, because that's the thing. He's Port City Amplifiers. He builds, he has his own line of amplifiers, and he builds a lot of custom amps, all tube amps. And so he made for me. He copied or duplicated or something the pedal board for the guitarist from Alt J. And so it's here, it's in the box. I haven't opened it yet.
Spencer, that clutch and pressure plate looks good, but just fit a new release bearing when you refit the assembly and use a liberal amount of anti-seize lube on the input shaft.
Yeah, anti-seize, I got to get that. Thank you for that. I'm not sure. You know, the thing is, the fact that the throwout bearing isn't a bearing, the fact that it's just a ring of carbon, I know they did it, and obviously I've driven cars with that technology, but, and obviously it works, but it's like, why isn't there a roller bearing there? Anybody know? Why, basically, I would put a roller bearing in there, which apparently you can do, simply because, I don't know, I trust it more. But, so that's kind of funky. That's my only real question. But since I have it open, pardon, I swear it's allergies. He says it's a cold. It's not a cold. I don't know. The only question marks I have now are, how am I going to figure out if the transmission's any good? Because Lord knows I don't want to take that darn thing apart.
Okay. Sidewalk Astronomy Netherlands looks nice. The guitar, especially the cat. Thank you. It's supposed to be cracking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. From Connor Whitworth. New Navigator Timer GMT SPB 411J1 reissue looks good, really good. Another step closer to a poke in 2024. You guys are crazy.
Well, you know what? Rather than answer this question blabbing, because I haven't seen it, I'm going to do a laptop or something segment where we can look at it. So I'm going to break right here, and hopefully I'll get that done. Okay, I went online. Here are the pictures. I got to tell you, my first impression is favorable. Like, I mean, this is obviously just a picture, but I'm just not seeing anything that looks wrong. They even matched the correct bracelet type with those little bevels on the tops and the bottoms of the links. Yeah, look, the hands look like they're just knife edge. The sweep hand isn't. You can see it's a little round on the edges of the sweep there. Blister case back. Oh, of course it's a limited edition. 1 out of 4,000. 6R54A, 24 jewels. Standard 7000 series. $24 jewels. I wonder what the... Yeah, this looks pretty good. The case edges are there right on the bottom, like the edges lugs. That looks pretty sharp. I hope it's more sharp than sharp. The bracelet, again, that looks correct. It looks good. I mean, I'm going to need to see one in person. But that looks good. I bet you I'm sure it's a sapphire. I haven't looked at it. I'd be gobsmacked if it was acrylic. This looks like a really, really, really focused reproduction. I'm really interested to see this, if they actually managed to do this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty interested. I really am. I mean, that looks pretty good. God knows what they're going to go for. I haven't looked at the MSRP yet. Yeah, I'm excited. I think I'd like to see this. Cool. All right. Well, I hope that was informative. I'm looking forward to finding out.
Okay, so then he said Omega have no issue continually pushing the moon watch. Why don't Seiko seriously celebrate the illustrious and historically important 6139 movement? Zenith also pushed the... Or is it Zenith? Because Zenith is the TVs. So is it Zenith or Zenith? I think we had this discussion before. I just don't remember. They pushed the El Primero. A lot of bitch and whine about the cost of higher-end Seiko watches, but the Pogue deserves serious treatment in the movement department and should therefore be priced accordingly, but only if Seiko makes an effort. By the way, vintage Seiko chronographs are still incredible value for money versus, say, a vintage Hoyer chronograph. Does the brand name hold more sway? Is there more than a little bit of snobbishness involved?
There's watch stuff is nothing but snobbishness. Absolutely nothing but snobbishness. Snobbishness? I guarantee you, I was listening to your question and I saw it because I was like, there are a lot of chronographs today that aren't that expensive. Much like Seiko, they use a module. Take this little flat plate that's got all these really tight things built into it. And they slap it on the top of a three-hand movement. Three-hand movement provides power and obviously timing, but Seiko already uses that technology. I could absolutely see them creating a new module which has the same layout and features as the original 6139, but the movement will be a standard 7000 series 4R, 6R, whatever. Unless they're insane and they go with an 8L. But I don't know, or something crazy like that. They could definitely do it. And you know what? If they do it with the 7000 series and a module, as long as they sell replacement modules, why not?
Okay. Oyster 3694, hey S&S, question. The Seiko 7002 7030 transition model, did this come in the Pepsi version? And if so, did that watch have a black dial or blue?
It's just like the same rules. Anything Pepsi like that has a blue dial. Yes, they did. And I owned one fairly recently. Yeah, I mean, fairly for a given value, whatever the word was. But yeah, they're supposed to be blue.
Villo 1633, hi S&S, question for your next mail call. It seems I always have case back questions, so here it goes. What year was the 6306 Scuba Pro model made?
If I had to, I don't know. I really don't. Well, somebody was just talking to me about the Scuba Pros. They were made over a number of years. It wasn't just 1 year, I don't believe. But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. All the Scuba Pros I have seen personally, they didn't have the real tan 77, but they had a little patina to the loom. I don't know. Honestly, I'll have to look it up. I have no idea.
He said, I always thought they were made in 78 and 79, but recently I've seen one with a 1976 case back.
Oh, well, it could be. It depends. I mean, I'm sure the good people at Scuba Pro didn't give a darn about, whether a watch was made now or a year ago. They probably ordered a number of watches from Seiko, and Seiko went through and put stamps on them. I don't know. The thing that makes me nervous about the Scuba Pros is that it's just a regular 6306 dial with the Scuba Pro printing on it. You'd have to really know your business, but if you could get that stamp and do it right, or have it replicated so it's that little raised up and shiny, they get the color right.
One other question. I have a 1967 62 MAS with a horseshoe case back with the word Seiko in the middle but no Suis symbol beneath it. Have you ever seen one without it? I see same year 1967 with the dolphin case back as well. Do you want me to reread that last little bit?
Yeah.
One other question. I have a 1967...
Ooh, look at that. It's White Vanagon. Ooh, with the sliding door, though. I like the side doors.
62 MAS with a horseshoe case back and the word Seiko in the middle, but no Suis symbol beneath it. Have you ever seen one without it? I see same year 1967 with the dolphin case back as well.
Well, 67 is kind of, it's just really, you don't start seeing the Suis symbol really until 68. Oh, it's the Chewy guy in his Aztec.
Have the controllers for the Xbox. Your children are going to be delighted. So it's shipped, not he delivers from various companies.
Oh, I get you. But yeah, anyway, he drives a gold, I think it's a base model Aztec. It's a little bunked up. I'm not sure. It might be the same color that Walter's was. I'm not really sure. Any case, but it's all beat to hell. But I tell you, I swear to goodness, mark my words.
You're going to drive this guy freaking crazy.
No. He's super cheerful about the whole darn thing.
Okay.
I was talking to him about it last time, and everything was fine. Oh, are you waiting for your thing?
Uh-huh.
Was I supposed to answer a question? Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Just, always admiring your Aztec. Just hang on a second, folks.
It gets deleted.
Okay.
The company couldn't afford to keep
Okay.
photos.
Okay.
There's like hundreds of thousands a day taken. Did you see the one on Facebook Marketplace?
What, an Aztec on Facebook Marketplace?
Four-wheel drive, forest green,
Really?
2,500 in the area.
No kidding. I haven't looked recently because I was so annoyed because I was looking and I was like, there is, at the time, remember last time you were here, I was like, there are 5 for sale that I can find in the country, right? None of them were the yellow, but all-wheel drive, also, I didn't find, of the ones that were there, I think maybe one that had already been sold was all-wheel drive.
Yeah, this thing is all-wheel drive. It had the tent in the back.
No kidding, it's got the tent option?
2,500.
But
It needed some work, but
the yellow, yeah, I swear, the yellow ones with the camping package and all that stuff, already, because I was searching finished auctions, the prices on those are like $8,000 in good money. And they're in, the real deal. So if you look up those yellow ones, it's like there's that color and a silver color. In my mind, those are the only ones that kind of really make the car look as kind of badass as it could.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so look up the yellow ones because they look pretty aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Vehicross, the Isuzu Vehicross?
Not really.
It was like a 4-wheel drive sports car.
Really?
It was lifted. It was big. It had big tires. I think 33s.
Yeah.
But it was sporty.
No
real
kidding.
Sporty. You should look into that one too.
What was it again?
Isuzu Vehicross.
Isuzu Vehicross. I will absolutely look it up. And next time you're here, I guess we'll trade some more facts.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, my friend. I will see you next time. All right.
Have a good one.
Yep. Okay. Well, my bride has vanished, so I guess I'm going to take a little break. We'll be right back. So yeah, I think the great thing is when I first started talking to him, he was like, yeah, this thing's a piece of garbage. I'm kind of embarrassed to be in it. He didn't say that, but that was the impression I got. I'm pretty genuinely high on them, and I think Aztecs they're going to be something, and I like their weirdness, and I think he's a little high on them now too. He's been looking for them on Facebook Marketplace. No, he has. He says,
I don't doubt it.
he says there's one in the area, all-wheel drive with the camping package, but it's in blue, $2,500. I don't know, and I'm like, I'm going to have to look it up after this. I really am.
From CMBA 589. Any thoughts on the new upcoming release of the new Navigator Timer GMT watch model SPB411J1?
Well, I don't think so, because if I remember correctly, somebody else already asked this question, and I will have made a video discussion about that.
Oh, wait, so I asked the same question twice?
I think it's 2 different people.
Yeah, it
asking.
was 2 different people.
You
but...
see, everybody wants to know about this. I don't know anything about it, that there's a new Navigator timer. If I saw a picture of it, I'm not aware of it. I haven't heard of it. I'll know more when I make the video that you guys have already seen. But for right now, I'm awash in ignorance.
From Conair Mick. Hi, Spencer. I have a question for the next mail call. I've seen a Seiko 78287 7000 Ripley online that seems to function except for the chronograph hand. I know parts aren't easy to come by. Do you think this could be sorted with a service, or will parts be required? If parts are needed, can they come from a sister movement like the 7838?
Okay, well, first thing is look at the dial, look at the colors. How clean are they? How nice does it look under the dial? Is the dial, coating itself? Is it good? Is there can you see any staining or warping or weirdness around the edge? How worn is the PVD? They wear pretty easy, but some are worn more than others. What you're describing, if the chronograph hand, if it's twitching, but it's not moving, it's just a service. The 7As are insanely overbuilt. Far, far beyond the engineering needed to do what they did. But Seiko was really, really, really serious about proving the technology, and they were really all about, they made the world's first analog quartz chronograph, and they swung for the fences. It's an astonishing piece of technology and a feat of engineering. Only things that'll kill them are water leak or battery leak. That's it. Other than that, they can be serviced indefinitely. So if it's going like this, it just needs service.
The last one on this video I'm going to do, I'm only going to say a little bit of it, which was Sidewalk Astronomy Netherlands said get a Volvo.
We
had one.
Yeah, the grill's right over there. It's screwed to the wall, or I'd show it to you. The only reason we don't have it right now is because all of the strut shocks, bottom parts of the suspension, they all rotted out because several years previously, thanks to a neap tide during a nor'easter in the middle of winter, the little 2-lane road that went down to the village store, it had a dip, right? It's snowing like a bastard. It's snowing crazy. I'm really wet globs of snow coming down sideways. It's really, really humid. And there was some not medical emergency the power was out.
Yes, in the medical thing, and that she was freaking out because she had no candles.
Oh, right. So she sent me for candles. Anyway, so
she looked like she got into a bar fight.
Oh, because she had just had plastic surgery. Anyway, we had a white Volvo 240D. Great car. The engine was amazing. God, it was so reliable. If it wasn't for the rust, we'd have it now.
Wait, you didn't tell the whole story.
I know. I was just deciding. I'm getting there. So I have it on. It's running beautifully. I'm trying to get the heat up and going to get the, but it's really kind of humid, and I'm hot and I'm wet inside the car from the weather. I can't see anything because of all the steam on the inside. Plus, it's snowing glops of snow sideways. So I'm driving on this little 2-lane road, and we're right by the ocean. And so I'm going down, but because of the nor'easter blowing inland, combined with a neap tide, and the fact that the water was completely covered with snow, was the same color as the road I was on, which is white, I didn't see that the ocean was there because it had gotten pushed over the road. So I drove the damn Volvo right into the water, and it sucked seawater up into, and it killed was it the oxygen sensor, I think? But anyway, it died. Had it towed to the store, and I fixed it 2 days later. But boy, the bottom of that car, it was lots of fun.
Was it a 90?
I think it was a 90. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if it wasn't for the rust, we'd still have that car. Boy, it ran like a dream.
Mm-hmm. And you could see out of it. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was like being in a greenhouse. Talk about beautiful, beautiful field of view. I'd have another one right now.
When I dropped Sadie off at school, some kid has a sedan version.
Yeah,
No, but I'm saying they're still chugging around.
Yep, it's true. What you do is you get a 240 wagon and you make it into a short bed El Camino style pickup. Oh, because then we can move dirt in it and
Whatever. Did you want me to look at the MG video for questions?
Oh, or you can do that. Why don't you do that at the end?
Okay. You did a lot of videos.
I did, but there's not many questions on a lot of them.
Okay. I'll look at state of the collection. How about that?
I think it's a good idea.
From Road Gent 7921. Still loving the 6105 with the service hands. The compliment. Hey, I don't want a freaking ad. Jesus God, frig. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, The complementary aesthetics of all the elements of the watch just gel and come together. Truly optimum. Just needs a quartz movement now.
I was with you right up to quartz movement. Not that I have anything against quartz movements. They're fit for their purpose. It's just it's a little more romantic having a watch like this with a mechanical, but that's my personal prejudice.
Let's see.
I forgot how comfortable my Doc Martens are.
Yes. Okay, well, you answered about where is your Uncle Dick's Rolex.
Oh, yeah, it's right there.
From Marcello Dietrich, the Submariner, is that your rare transitional or the one you built up?
I wish I still... Actually, I honestly kind of mourn that 5512 that I built. I kind of actually wish I still owned that because I'm very proud of the job that I did. The one that I had in there is the 1987 000, very short run transitional thing. They were only made for part of 1987 into 1988. They were created because you took 16800, which was the previous model number. They took cases for that and they just stamped another 0 on it. There was an issue with getting the case in the new 904. They were still 316L, but the bracelet had gone to the 904. And so they just did that, I guess. Oh, and they still used the 30-35 movement. They hadn't yet moved to the 31-35. So that's that transition.
Okay. Mega Nadan. Great collection. What do you think of the old OEM rubber strap? My H558 Arnie has it, and it's a bit stiff, but still comfortable.
Honestly, I like the way they feel because they're not sticky, but the problem is you just can't trust them. The problem with the newer Seiko ones, like much more recent ones, like, wave straps, is just like the old ones, sometimes they can just fail. But it's much more common with the old ones. I really like, I would say the DAL1BP, which is the JDM version of the XL GL831 that was sold on like the tunas and all that kind of stuff, golden tuna. It's a little long for me, but that one I do like. There has to be a more regular short one that Seiko makes, and that's what I really want to try because their material choices, despite being not particularly long-lived, for me are very comfortable.
Bruce Barlow, love that original Slim K6105 with the long sweep hand #1 pick. Your creamy 6309 is the same as my July 1977 6309, just wonderful. No original 7548.
This was going to be the 7548 that went in the box, except I had that thing where on a whim I had a 6309 and this watch open and I had all the dials and hands off. Total coincidence, and I was like, And so I put the 6309 movement in the 7548. But I realized that I created basically a precursor to the 007. So that's what it would look like if the 007 had been made by Sua.
Yeah, but
in the 80s.
He asked why you didn't have an original 7548.
Because I got distracted. Because I got distracted and off the beaten path. I certainly have them, but yeah, I got distracted. This is kind of a 7548.
Ned Flanders 3769. Super weird bracelet on that Captain Willard.
It's just one of those crazy bracelets they made at the time. I don't know, it gives me, because 6105s, people are like, because they're so expensive, people are like their status thing. But what I really liked about them is, you see the old guys, old surfers, old soldiers, whatever, wearing theirs, and they would just wear their things on whatever. And so having it on that one, I think it works, actually. I'm surprised it works, but it does. But also the sort of the cool, groovy early 60s, early 70s look of that put together makes it look just like, some guy's watch, and he's had it for a few years. And it makes it really enjoyable and wearable to me. I think it's unique and special. Plus, I'm not a big fan of waffle straps. More and more,
Really?
I just don't like those slim rubber straps.
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just not owning the right ones.
Maybe. Where was I?
In the garage.
Jeff 1176. I'm sort of shocked not to see the Osaka Navigator.
Yeah, I answered this on there, but the thing with the Osaka Navigator right now, I've got the wrong handset on it. I did, though. I had somebody just post on Instagram that they picked up another one of them in Italy at a flea market.
Really?
So that makes the second Italian one.
It's not real.
But the problem is I've got the wrong handset on mine. It's supposed to be the black line hands. I don't have them. And every time I look at it, I'm like, also, we now know, because we had a person with an original one tell us what the strap that it came on. And I need to look a little more closely and see if I can match that. So you'll see it when I get it set up the way it's supposed to be.
Super U1T. No Bellmatic?
Bellmatics. The issue with Bellmatics for me, I love the movements. They're beautiful, beautiful, but they're either too conservative or too wacky. I really do want to add a Bellmatic to the box. They're beautiful movements. I have some really nice super early ones, but the thing is, the Bellmatics have big movements. They're super tall and they're chunky, but then they have these short lugs, and it makes it look kind of like a little tortoise, little thing going along. It's a little too high. Some of the other ones, I don't know. It's just the case dimensions I find don't work so well on my wrist, and then some of the later ones into the 70s are just insane. Like I have a case for the big round UFO ones. Apparently they're really rare. But I have the case to one. I could in theory build one. I think I just don't have the rotating ring. I don't know.
From Ryan Welters, where is the baby GS?
The baby GS case dial and hands is all packed away very carefully. And the baby GS movement is in my new 62 MAS. The original movement for that 62 MAS is again very carefully packed away, unrestored. I haven't done anything to it yet, so that for me, just because that movement, the 6246, 61, whatever the heck it is, 6216, just an exquisite movement. It's so nice. It blows anything Rolex made at the time completely away. 100%, it's astonishing, which means I can wear it without fear, and I dig it.
From the Gorn, so many of them look the same.
Talking about all my watches?
Oh, I thought you were pointing at me as the Gorn.
No, well, the funny thing is that was her avatar, back when we were on the Star Trek boards.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought I'd want to be like Deanna or something cutesy, and I'm a Gorn.
Well, no, you were something before you were Gorn.
I think I was Deanna.
Yeah. I mostly remember the Gorn because every time I would go and look at one of your comments, it's you, right? And then I see the Gorn, and I'm like, I'm not attracted to Gorn. I got nothing against him. It's just not my thing. Any case, what was the question?
All of them look the same.
Yeah, but
I agree.
The problem is with the way my brain works, with, the way I see and perceive watches, because of how I'm wired, is I'm really focused on fine details. And so to me, I see a lot of variances and differences, when I'm looking at them. Sure, but go back like this, it's just this sea of black and white dialed divers, one after another. I don't know. I mostly like black dialed watches. There aren't many color dials that I can think that I dig.
Okay. Okay, now we're at another video. Looking at new old watches, Bellmatic Seiko 4006. This person asks, Spencer, when you say they both got polished, do you mean mirror high polish, or do you mean refinished as in brushed where there should be brushing, and high polished where there should be high polished like the chamfered edges?
Yeah, it's...
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, chamfered.
Oh.
It just means kind of in an angle, you know. They just got polished a lot. You know, honestly, a lot like this Explorer case. A lot of the fine details are kind of blurred. They just got cleaned and polished a lot. I mean, maybe somebody took a buffing wheel to them at a certain point, but the cases were not refinished. They just kept getting shined and shone up. And I think that's the thing.
I'm just looking at the other videos.
That's okay. It's one of those weird fall days where it's like no temperature and the sun is behind the intermittent clouds. So it's kind of gray and there's no wind, which is really unusual for Colorado. So it kind of feels unreal. Also, those clouds look like a painting. Look at that, honey.
Huh?
Look at the clouds. They look like a painting.
They do.
Wow, look at that.
I'm kind of bored.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yes. I have never told you guys that I put more merchandise on the website. There's stickers and stuff now. I forgot.
Yeah, it's true. And I swear to you, we are feverishly coming up with new t-shirt ideas.
If anybody has any.
Yeah, seriously. But I'm 100% committed to the idea of beginning to think about new t-shirts.
Yeah, he's been telling me that for a while.
It's really, really important. Problem is I don't have like Illustrator or any of that crap. So I can draw things on a piece of paper. I mean, I can get Illustrator, but I haven't used Illustrator for 13 years.
Okay.
Well, it's just, I don't have a design program.
We had Photoshop for a while.
I never got it to work. I wasn't ever able to get it to sign in.
Yes, it worked. I canceled it 3 months ago because Sadie wasn't using it.
I actually don't really know how to use Photoshop. I can trim stuff and change colors, but the people who build photographs can't do it, man. Just can't do it. Anyway, isn't eerily still?
Yeah.
It's crazy. When I lived in San Francisco, we called this earthquake weather. When it was like this, the earthquake weather, the air was slightly warm, but it was just the sort of weird stillness of it. I don't think there's anything to it, but it was fun to talk about back in the old days.
Okay.
Okay. Folks, that's it. I'll have a follow-up video about the MG when I get that suspension dropped, and we'll go from there. Bye.
Bye.